go.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Book Explorers!
Where we dive into the most beloved stories of all time. I'm Janelle, and today we're journeying into the magical world of the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. Joining me are my amazing co-hosts Charmel and Lalaine.
Hey everyone! I'm so excited to talk about Narnia. It's a world full of adventure, deeper meanings, and lessons we can apply to our own life.
Hi everyone! Whether you're new to Narnia or have read it many times, there's always something new to discover in this magical story. Today, we'll dive into its biblical theme, explore its symbolism and literary elements, and reflect on why it's still so impactful. We'll even share how we can personally relate to the character and their journeys.
Let's start with the story itself. One of the most memorable moments is when Lucifer discovered Narnia. Lalaine, can you set the scene for us?
Sure, it all begins with the Pevensie siblings. Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy are sent to live in the countryside during World War II. While exploring the professor's old house, Lucy stumbles upon a wardrobe in an empty room. But instead of just clothes, it leads her to the magical world of Narnia.
I love how Lewis described that moment. The crisp snow, the cold air, and the lamppost growing in the woods. It's like stepping into a dream. And Lucy Wonder is so relatable. I remember feeling the same excitement when I discovered something new as a kid. Like when I explore a hidden corner of our garden.
That's such a great point, Charmel. Lucy's curiosity and bravery reminded me how I felt for the first time I tried something outside my comfort zone. Like joining a competition I wasn't sure I could handle. Her willingness to explore and trust her instinct inspiring.
I can relate to her too. Lucy's belief in Narnia, even when her siblings doubted her, reminds me of times when I've had to stand firm in what I knew to be true, even if others didn't agree. It's such a great lesson about staying confident in your beliefs.
Absolutely. And Lucy encounters with Mr. Tumnus is another powerful moment. He's supposed to betray her to the White Witch, but decided to help her instead. It reminds me that even when people are pressured to do wrong, they can still choose to do good. Have you ever had a moment like that, Lalaine?
Definitely. There was a time in school when I saw a friend being treated unfairly. Even though it was easier to stay quiet, I spoke up, and it felt like doing the right thing, just like Mr. Thomas did for Lucy.
And what about Susan? She often plays the role of the rational, cautious sibling. Lalaine, can you relate to her?
Oh, definitely. Susan is the voice of reason in many situations. Sometimes, like her, I felt the need to take on a responsible role in my family or group. But at the same time, Susan struggled with fully believing in Narnia and Aslan power, which remind me of moments when I doubted myself or feel uncertain about taking risks.
That's such a good point. Susan practically and hesitation to believe in the magic of Narnia mirror. How we sometimes hesitate to trust in things we can fully understand. I can relate to that when I face with big decisions and feel torn between logic and faith.
Exactly. Susan's journey shows us that being cautious and thoughtful is valuable. But there's also a time to take a leap of faith and trust in something greater than ourselves. It's such a relatable struggle.
Speaking of faith and courage, let's dive into a biblical theme of you are created in God's image and likeness. This idea woven throughout the Chronicles of Narnia.
One of the clearest examples is when the Pevensie are told they are son and daughter of Adam and Eve. It's a direct reminder that their identity comes from something greater. They're not perfect, but they're still chosen to rule Narnia and make a difference.
That theme resonates with me so much. Sometimes it's easy to feel like we're not good enough or that our mistakes define us. But Edmund's story shows otherwise. Even after he betrays his siblings, Asian sacrifices himself to save him, providing that our worth doesn't come from what we've done but from who we are.
I can relate to Edmund too. There was a time I let down a close friend and it felt like I could never make up for it. But like Edmund, I was given forgiveness and it taught me how valuable second chances are.
That's so true, and I think Lucy embodies this theme perfectly. Even though she's the youngest and often underestimated, she's the first to discover Narnia. It's a reminder that everyone, no matter how small or overlooked, has a value and purpose.
Yes, and that's what I love about Aslan's role in the story. He treats every character as someone special, reflecting the idea that we're all created in God's image, with potential for greatness no matter our circumstances.
Now, let's talk about the literary elements that make Narnia so impactful. One thing that stands out is Lewis' just of symbolism. Carmel, what's your favorite symbol in the story?
I say the wardrobe. It's such a simple yet powerful symbol. It represents stepping into the unknown and discovering new possibilities. It reminds me of times when I taken risks and ended up learning so much about myself.
That's such a great comparison. I also love the lamppost. It's like a beacon of light in the darkness guiding Lucy and her sibling when everything seems uncertain. I remember a time when I was going through a tough situation and a kind word from a teacher felt like that lamppost guiding me back to hope.
And the eternal winter under the White Witch? Such a clever metaphor for a world without love and faith. I think we all had moments where life feels frozen or stuck. But when spring returns with Aslan, it's a reminder that renewal is always possible.
Exactly. It's like those moments when you finally feel like things are turning around after a hard time. It's such a relatable feeling.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about why everyone should read the Chronicles of Narnia. Lelaine, why do you think this story is still so powerful today?
Because it's a reminder that even in the darkest times, there's hope. The character's journey teach us to be brave, to believe in ourselves and never give up.
And it's timeless. The themes of redemption, courage, and faith resonate across generations. Plus, the symbolism gives you so much to reflect on. There's always something new to discover.
I'd also add that it's a story that encourages personal growth. The characters faces challenges that push them to grow. And as our readers, we can reflect on our own experience and find inspiration in their journeys.
So if you haven't read the Chronicles of Narnia, now's the perfect time to open the wardrobe and discover a world that will inspire and challenge you.
And if you're already read it or watch it, go back. You see it in a new life with each read.
Well, that's wrap up today's episode of Book Explorers. Thank you so much for joining us as we explored the magic and meaning of the Chronicles of Narnia.
Don't forget to like and share this episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the series and your favorite moments.
Until next time, keep reading, keep exploring, keep discovering the different meaning in stories. Bye for now, and we'll see you next time on Book Explorers.
Hi everyone!
Whether you're new to Narnia